Hello and welcome back to Nordic Nomad. My name is Mike, or as I've recently discovered that you can pronounce it as Mike, and I don't know if I like that, but I kind of like it, and I might go by that from now on. So, hi, my name is Mike. I'm just kidding. Nah, it's Mike. Welcome back, though. You already know what it's gonna be. It's another day, another dollar. We out here grinding, doing the thing, doing the most. Today is an interesting topic, though. We're going to be discussing life topics and other various things that, have happened throughout the time. And I'll be explaining a couple of stories and seeing what you guys think about that. And of course, you already know there's going to be marble racing as we've got, Sword up in here. Early bird over here trying to get into the game now, which is fantastic, by the way. Thanks for that. Enjoy that fun. But, yeah, it's going to be a great day out here. You know what it is. Without any further ado, honestly, there's a couple things, though. I did go to a couple websites and found a few links that we'll probably be going over as well, which will be fun. We're still in the early streams, so maybe a few more people might show up before we get started. But how are you? How are things? How's life? I hope you're having a fantastic day out there like I am, because it's my day off from the working job. So, I out here doing nothing. It's been great. I've had a whole big schedule of nothing to do today. And, I've quite enjoyed it myself, actually. So, you gotta respect those days off when you get them. So, they're respectful. But, let's get into it, shall we? Not that one. I don't want that one. No. There we go. There's the race. You guys are welcome to join that now or whenever. It's up to you, honestly. It don't bother me. But, uh-oh. There's that. Yeah, 13 lessons life has taught me. And oh yeah, what was the random question? Yeah, here's what sparked the question, by the way, for anyone who's curious. What is the most recent life lesson you've learned comparatively to what's the most important one you've learned? So that's always an interesting topic. Sword is already in the match. Look at that. Just a reminder, you guys can join that whenever you are ready, by the way. I am going to change something up real quick, though. Just because I do want the game chat to be a little bit different from everything else. Hopefully we can get that set up real quick. Actually, you know what? No, never mind. It's fine. We're just going to continue like this. So, yeah, we'll start the day off with a quick race real quick and see how that goes. Real fast. How are you guys? How are things? Hopefully your day has been as fantastic as mine, like I said earlier. But, weather's been weird. Has anyone noticed how weird the weather has been recently? With the fact that we're in the middle of December and there's literally like no snow on the ground for most people. Is there 3 ball? There's what is that thing right there? Y'all see that, right? Oh, this is ooh, look at this. This is a triple lap. I'm in the lead here, coming around the first corner there. Look at that. Here we come out of the second corner, technically. Third, fourth corner. First lap goes to Sword. First lap is Sword. Sword coming in on the inside there, going out wide, coming around the loop. I might come around there. Nope, Sword's got a pretty good lead here. Although we are going back into the straightaway here. And Sword has got a pretty big lead on that one already. Are we... Really? First race of the day, and I might be losing this one, but it's okay. We got another lap still, but Sword does have quite the lead here on the second lap. Going into the first corner again here in a second. Ooh, Nomad just hit the corner there. Hit the wall. Ooh, that's going to take a lot of momentum from Sword there, though, because he went too far up there. Oh, maybe not, but it might not be enough because he does have quite the gap here. It might not be quite enough to make it up, but we'll see how he handles that last corner here. Coming around, Sword goes up straight up the center, hits the wall at the top, comes down sharp, and makes it out okay. Here comes the last little bit, and Sword's got this one in the bag. Congratulations on the first winner. There you go. Bada bing, bada bang. Here's our winner for today, NASCAR. Heck yeah. Always a good vibe. Whoa, 16 plus 1 points. You got a total of 17 points for that race, sir. Good job, good job. Always a good time out here when you're winning races, son. Anyways, The most recent life lesson is probably patience that I've had to learn, and that's really hard, honestly. Patience has always been one of my downfalls, and I'm not afraid to admit that. And I'll tell you that straight up. I get frustrated all the damn time, and working with people and doing various things, you end up having to be more patient with people. You end up doing things a little bit differently than you would normally do simply by working with others and being more patient when normally you wouldn't necessarily. You would expect results right away, but you don't always get those right away. You know what I'm saying? So patience has always been a downside of mine that I've been slowly and silently trying to work on, and not allowing myself to become, how do you say it, angry all the time. First win ever? Wow. It's because there was no one else on the track. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's fine. But yeah, so that's another thing. Self-improvement videos. I've been doing those on YouTube too, trying to improve myself here and there. And I encourage all of you to take small steps to improve little things about yourself here and there whenever you can, because life is short. And being the best person that we can is always a good thing, right? But are we gonna race or nah? You gonna get in there? Come on, hit that exclamation point play so we can launch some races. And something here, because I looked up life hacks. 13 lessons life has taught me, right? First one, it's not personal. It rarely ever is. The person who wants to cut in line doesn't want to cut you. They just want to get the front. When you stop taking things personally, you'll feel better about your relationship and will improve dramatically. Even in cases when it is personal, your life will be better if you treated it as if it wasn't. If you don't believe me, I won't take it personally. Funny. Now that's an interesting one, because what is taking, like, something, at what level is it personal or not personal, right? Because it does say don't take anything personal, but that's incredibly difficult, isn't it? And how do we do that? How do we not take something personal when it feels directed towards us or in a manner that is not friendly? You know what I'm saying? And how do you allow yourself to let go of those sort of things that do anger you throughout the day or just in general? You know what I'm saying? Those are the keys that we have to find in ourselves, and finding those things is quite a difficult process without having to say that being difficult. It is just a given that it is difficult. But the way we do those things, though, is little baby steps. I think the key to not taking something personal is to recognize when you are taking it personal and what is the difference. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a recent experience where somebody called me out for supposedly taking things personal, and I took that personal, honestly. And that's the downside of it. And in the moment, I was angry that I was being called out for taking something personal because I was upset about something. And that I was angry, not necessarily angry, just upset in the general that I'm being called out for taking it personal, and then the situation in the first place never got resolved. So it's one of those things of, like, in the moment, you have to stop yourself and allow it to pass. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if that's necessarily always possible. And that's why this sort of thing is very difficult to talk about sometimes, because it is self-improvement and reaching out and finding those inner things within ourselves to improve. But that's a whole different topic in itself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. A couple things, though, with that in mind, is to recognize when you're taking it personal and what is the difference. Not sure on that one. Better to not take it personal, though. Never make anyone feel small, including yourself. I didn't realize this until I read Kevin Hall's book, Aspire. He explains the Hindi word Gensha, I think that's how you pronounce it, which means never to treat others or yourself in a way to make them feel small. That part, the part about not making others feel small was obvious. What struck me was the inclusion of ourself. It reminded me of all the times I've needlessly shortchanged myself in a guise of modesty. I've come to realize that doing that is of no benefit to anyone. Or yourself, honestly. And that's another interesting thing with shortchanging yourself and making yourself feel small. Do we often put ourselves down? Do we often make things bigger? We often create struggles that are not necessarily as big as they are, or maybe bigger. And we have to recognize those things. He explains the Hindu word Genshi. How do you say that properly? Which means never to treat yourself or treat others or yourself in a way to make them feel small. It's interesting that it mentions that in the same sense that even now, in this very moment, you could be thinking the same thing, or vice versa, in the sense that I'm on stream right now talking to people and to random individuals. In the back of my head, I always think to myself, am I talking with a level of integrity and intelligence that I feel like should follow up with that sort of thing? Because I never want to be misleading to anyone, and I never want to give anyone or have anything to be misinformation or skewered the wrong way. So when it comes to topics, especially something like this that talks about like personal growth in life and whatnot, it is very interesting to talk about, because some people have different opinions, and everyone has a different opinion on the best course of life and how to treat others and how to be a good person. And how do you not make yourself feel small and not stop that? Or well, how do you stop that mindset of putting yourself down? Does that include the idea of constantly, is that doubting yourself then? Because if that's the case, then doubting yourself is a little bit different, but it is an interesting topic nonetheless. What do you guys think of it? When is a time that you have made yourself feel small, or think that you shortchanged yourself in a situation that you definitely could have performed better maybe, or done better overall? Because I can count of numerous times that I myself have doubted my own ability to do something, or doubted my capability of completing a task, and it has definitely shortchanged me a little bit in life, and it's definitely been a little bit on the lackluster side for certain events in my life, especially working in aviation. There was a lot of times that I would tell someone, or that I would talk to them in a way that gave them the opinion that I didn't know what I was doing necessarily, which is true to an extent. Yeah, I did not know what I was necessarily doing all of the time, but I doubted my own ability to figure it out. And by already going into that situation with the mindset that I probably can't complete it, is already set yourself up for failure. You've already put in this precursor that you are going to fail, or that you're not going to have the outcome that you want, because your mindset is not set to a point where you know you can succeed. Because if you go into a situation thinking or feeling, like truly feeling that you're going to succeed at this, or succeed at something, whatever that task would be, having the mindset of going into it with that is far better than having the mindset of, oh, I'm probably not going to do good with this, or I'm probably going to fail at this, or just F it up, which was definitely something that I was terrified doing in aviation. And there was a lot of situations where I felt like I could have messed something up, but in the end, it only just kind of shortchanged myself and made others doubtful of my own ability, because I was doubtful of my ability and my confidence of doing something, right? And that definitely affected how certain things can go about. But in the same time, that can also be a double-edged sword, because though you lack confidence in doing something, you can also end up building too much confidence and be way over your head about something, and you end up just kind of in this weird situation where you're like, I'm really confident I can do this, but at the same time, you may not actually have the skill to do it. And it's this really interesting debate of a sense of being humble but also being confident in yourself. So it's one of those things that you kind of, it's all in your head, you know what I'm saying? You're definitely not boastfully talking about it, because I've definitely learned that being boastful about your abilities or being very loud about what you are capable of doing can often bite you in the ass. And sometimes in a pretty negative way, but also there's a time and a place for everything. So with the never making yourself feel small or anyone else, it goes both ways. Don't be doubtful of others. Don't underestimate others. Be patient for those that may not have the same ability as you, or may not be on the same level as you, because they are their own person and they live in their own reality, essentially, which is kind of an interesting topic on its own, existing independently while also separately and together, if that makes sense. That's a really interesting topic right there. But it's that good mindset of not being arrogant or cocky, but also being humble, but not being doubtful of yourself. And it's that in between that's the idea that you want to be humbled, but confident. That's a trifecta, not a trifecta, but that's a duo that's going to be incredibly difficult to do. If you stop stretching, you contract. Number 3. This is true for both mind and body. Adapt a beginner's mind and continue to push the limits. Don't stop learning. The secret to a youthful living is through flexibility. Yoga is an excellent way to stretch both your mind and your body. So that one, weird. Actually, when I read the question, stop stretching, you contract, my first initial thought was not yoga, believe it or not. It reminded me of the whole, get comfortable with being outside of your comfort zone. And that's not where it went. Yeah, I guess yoga would be an effective way. Yeah, yoga is very healthy, but where I was thinking more of that was a sense of like, if you stop stretching, meaning stop reaching for things, you contract and you get a level of comfortability and you become comfortable in the situation that you are currently in. And it becomes, your comfortability is both good and bad, right? So in my opinion, and of course everything is all my opinion here, so take it all with a grain of salt, of course. If you don't agree, I would love to hear about it. That's what the chat's there for. But comfortability is a double-edged sword, because on one hand, the idea is I want to achieve a level of comfortability where I can be chill and relax and just hang out and do whatever, right? But on the same time, if I'm too comfortable, I become lazy. And I don't want to achieve any more because I'm comfortable where I'm at, and going out there and doing it again to become uncomfortable is in itself a terrifying experience, because it's like, head help with now. Yeah, of course, no problem. It becomes this level of fear, you know what I'm saying? Where if I've built up a certain level of where I'm at now, I'm less apt to go out there and purposely make myself uncomfortable to achieve something more, but I'm already comfortable. Why would I do that? And that's where that vicious battle and cycle comes in of where we are. And honestly, it's where we have to push ourselves into the uncomfortable things that we don't necessarily want to do, but know that we will benefit from them. And that's what we have to acknowledge, I feel like, is recognizing what is truly the benefit for us in the long run, for ourselves. Overall, what is the comfortable thing for us to do? You know what I'm saying? And it's this weird debate, and everyone's a little bit different. Everyone's a little bit on their own with that. So whatever you're comfortable with, what makes you uncomfortable? What is something you don't want to do? You don't necessarily feel like it's a good time. You know what I'm saying? That's what we have to think about, I feel like. Comfortable is a $2 million in the bank, live on the interest. Comfortable is $2 million in the bank, living on the interest. Okay, that's a good scenario, right? So you've got $2 million in the bank, right? And you're living on the interest, right? Probably 6% back, 10% back, gain, whatever. That's all numbers and stocks, right? But you've got that money. Now what? Now what, though? What do you do in that time? Now that you have the $2 million in the bank, and now that you're living on the interest, so your money is no longer a problem, technically, but you've also got things like, you know, money inflation, where the more money you have, the more money you spend. Will you kill your own comfortability in doing so? Because, like, when you have that much money, you're more apt to spend that kind of money, right? And not everyone's the same, of course. You can, you know, save and be effective with that money, but at the same time, what then? What's your plan, buddy? What's your goal? I'm curious. While you're thinking about that, though, that's a little bit some deep thoughts for sure. Let's get started on this next race while we're in here. Just gonna hit that start button, see what happens. Sword and Nomad up ahead again, 1-on-1. What do we got? Come on, 3, 2, 1, launch. Alrighty. I think we've actually done this race before. Oh no, there's a little bit of difference. Who's gonna come out first? Sword is in the lead again, though. Coming down to the little bridge here, going side to side. I wonder where they're gonna get stuck. The land of nothing bothers you. It's only about the land. That's land of nothing bother you. It's only about 45k a year. Interesting. Ooh, look at that little swirly swirl. Jesus. Sword has got so caught up in that little swirly swirl there. Yeah, so you still would work, but don't need to take no shit. True. Oh, there goes Sword or Nomad down in the bottom. No, that was Sword. Sword died. There goes Sword. I guess it's Nomad now, by himself. While we wait for him to finish, theoretically. So for 45k a year, still work, not taking any shit from nobody, which is, you know, an ideal, fantastic experience. Also, Nomad just died. No winner. Congrats! Nobody won that one. DNF. Good shit. I love it. Do a random track. I don't know. It's just one of those things that we have to constantly, or we should have goals that push us out of our comfortability and push us into a little bit more of a progressive state. You know what I'm saying? And that's really kind of hard to talk about, you know? Kind of hard to experience. You know what I'm saying? Because life is one of those things you have to take it and learn it as you go, right? But the only way to actually learn it is to do it. That's why we listen to old people. Older people, I should say. Everything is a lie. I heard this from Michael Ealing. I don't know. A balance of coaching. Stop spending your time debating whether something is true or not. Imagine it all to be lies and choose the lie that's going to make you take resourceful action. Sounds counterintuitive, but it works. Well, that's an interesting experience. Huh. Everything is a lie. Stop spending your time debating whether something is true or not. Well, that's a profound thought, I guess. Because in the moment you're this, as if everything's a lie. And what's going to make you take the resourceful action? So be more resourceful. Be more up, I guess. You know? Is that what they're referring to? Is that what their big debate is about? Or is you assuming that everything is a lie makes you be more resourceful? Makes you be more on your feet with things. You know what I'm saying? It forces you to think about things a little bit differently, I feel like. By the way, if anyone else is up to join, all you gotta do is type exclamation point play and bam! Ooh, multi-stream today. Just got a first-time chatter from the multi-stream. Hold on, I gotta go check my YouTube real quick. It's on there. Nomad says, "What up, man? Do you play Destiny 2? You mean?" Yes. Not any. Well, not as much as I used to. I really wanted to play Destiny 2, and I wanted to stream it, but unfortunately, Destiny 2 is a surprisingly difficult game to stream, and it doesn't seem to want to work effectively. Also, I noticed your name is also Nomad, so I see you out there, Mr. Nomad. It's okay. I like the name. Let's get going to this race, though. Third race of the night, Sword versus Nomad. Best of 3, Sword's got 1, and that's it, because the last time were 2 DNFs. This is a random course, by the way. Let's see who's going to win this one. Marbles on stream. Let's see, where are they, by the way? All right, they're in the snow globe. Okay, how interesting. I think they're in the... Oh, I can't even enter the snow globe. Oh, Sword come out first, I think. Yep. What around the little snaky loop there. It's got glass on top, so that's always a bonus. That means nobody's going to fall off the edge, at least for that particular portion. Currently in the lead by a pretty long shot would be Sword. Which way is he going to go? Ooh, and he goes left. But he's having a hard time going around the first loop there. Keeps getting going from side to side. Here comes Nomad coming on the right. Also goes left. Both sides on the left side right now. Coming around the first loop for Nomad. Sword is already on the second loop. Coming around. Look at that. Ooh, here's a little spicy zone for you. You gonna make it through this one? Ooh, gets hit by a pillar. But I'm assuming Nomad will probably get stuck by the pillar too. Here he comes. Oh, yep, like a little pink. Oh, but he had some speed there for a second, but then lost the momentum. But now it's just a slow race. Oh God, look at this blender. Oh Jesus, I don't even know what's gonna happen in this blender, homie. There's the ball. Oh boy, they're both up. Nomad coming out first. Sword still stuck in the blender. Nomad coming around the third loop technically here. Boosting while you're in the blender probably isn't the greatest idea either, but here we are. And Nomad, can he make this corner here? Because I have seen them fall off here. Hey, there we go. Look at that. Our first winner is Nomad. Is Sword coming out of that blender in there? Oh, I thought I seen him. Come on, little buddy. Come on, little buddy. Come on, little buddy. Come on, little buddy. Let's go. Yes. Come on. Whee! There he goes. Don't worry, I'm not pushing him either. Up, yep, yeah, and there's only a drastic time difference. It's not that bad, this game. So it's 1-1 Nomad versus Sword here on that race. Congratulations to myself, of course, for winning, because I won that one, but he won the other one. So now it's 1-1. What will we ever... Oh my Lanza, what is this? I don't even know. That's something. If y'all ready to join, all you gotta do is type !play and you're welcome to join the match. Everyone is here. Number 5, not giving up doesn't mean holding on when you're wrong. Ugh, that's a big, deep topic to talk about. Haha. When you know what you're doing is right, but you're not sure if you're going to make it or want to give up because it's too difficult. Smoking in the blender. That's the time to preserve when you know you are wrong. But you want to hold on because you don't want others to think you are a quitter. It's time to pivot. That's been a big interesting thing because something like getting into YouTube and social media and just getting into this racing kind of thing was a big step, right? And it was super, how do I say, almost intimidating to get into. You know what I'm saying? Like being a part of that kind of thing. and learning all of the steps and learning all of the process and learning everything is quite a daunting task for sure. And it's always been exclamation point play. Interesting. So, with that in mind, just got an interesting text. How fun. Fail to succeed. So, when you do these sort of big projects like this and have a lot of a big wall, my father actually gave me a tip once a really long time ago when it came to really big projects and doing things at a massive level, right? And it was just that, like, no matter how big the project, no matter how daunting it may seem, it's always one step at a time. Whether it's the biggest project or the smallest project, you always start with step one and move your way forward. And as long as you are making progress in general, forward towards it, that is the key there, in my opinion. And that's just what I've always tried to do, is always have at least some sort of progress forward. And that has done me quite well, especially when it comes to very, very large things. 734. I mean, I see it at, well, it's 734 now. Weird. I'm not sure what the big delay there is in chat for some reason. Huh. Give me 1 second, see if I can figure that out. I'm not sure what that's about. Huh. I'm not sure why this keeps happening with the delay thing. It seems to slowly occur over time. And it's always within the first 30 minutes, which is so strange to have such a large, drastic gap. I wonder if that's an internet thing or not. How peculiar. Huh. So strange indeed, hopefully. But either way, fail to succeed. We've heard this many times, but how many of us are proactive about it? What were your last 5 projects and how successful were you? If you achieved most of them, you're not stepping enough out of your comfort zone. Go bigger so you can fail and learn. Oof, that's a big one. Purposely. Oh, 6:36 when it posted on stream. Yeah, so it means there's about a 2-minute delay. That is super unfortunate. I don't know how to fix that. Honestly, I really don't know how to fix that. So if anyone does know how to fix that, now would be the great time to jump in with that. Of course. But nonetheless, we'll continue. Failing to succeed. How many projects? What was the last project that I did? I don't count work projects, obviously, but personal projects. Oh, I made that little Hot Wheel collector thing back there. That was technically a little project that I did, and I completed that. So that's a bonus, right? And it talks about if you've completed too many, you're doing too small of them. But in the same time, being successful is also a good key, but purposely giving yourself things that you're probably going to fail at is also not what I think they're getting at here. It's more or less just about being more receptive, I think, for it. And that's really an interesting thing overall. I wonder if I can fix that delay. You know what's funny is my latency modes are turned off, so there shouldn't even be a delay. A low it should already be set up to low latency, so the only thing that I can possibly perceive to be the issue here is just straight up internet connection. So I think my internet's slow. So I'm probably just gonna go try to find a booster or something, or maybe move the internet, like the router, around a little bit. That might be a benefit to it, but I don't actually know. Because this does seem to be a recurring thing that I definitely want to get fixed. But you did say play, so let's go. I think there's 2 people in this match, right? I don't even know where the ball is at. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, down like a pinball machine. Oh, this is an interesting track for sure. Alrighty, first one down is Sword, coming out of the little corner here. Be careful, because the walls do move on the side here. This is, oh, Sword taking it risk down the side there. Rode the wall. Even when there wasn't a wall to be ridden, he still managed to keep around. Look at that. There's bombs. That was a bomb. Yeah, it gets worse as the stream goes on. Good to know. I will definitely put that as a top priority fix for my stream, because that is a reoccurring problem that is not ideal. So probably gonna go for an hour today, then call it a day after an hour and see how that goes. And I might try to see if I can get back on, because that would be so dumb if I can't fix this latency thing. Oh, there goes Nomad off the edge. Bye bye. No, Nomad is gone. Now we just gotta see if Sword can even make it out. Ah, bouncing off the little gate there. But those are bombs, I thought, right there, right? So if you hit one of those maybe not, those might not be bombs. But the last thing, that's a bomb right there. This guy right here, I think, is a bomb. So if you hit him, up, yep, see, it does explode. Ooh, there you go. Bye-bye. DNF, we are still tied. That is wonderful. I love that, like, we cannot survive. We just cannot survive out here. How unfortunate. Every time we die. Last race though, probably. So if you're not in this one, you gotta get in it. Exclamation point play. Get on this race. If you're on YouTube, I'm not sure if it'll work. So, because I am currently multi-streaming to both YouTube and Twitch. Crazy, right? What a crazy phenomenon that is. Just need to finish for the win, and you didn't. How unfortunate indeed. But, let's see. Action is the only thing that counts. Yeah. Fairly self-explanatory. Don't tell me, show me. I found in my life that the best way to achieve my dreams is by taking action. Planning and talking about it has its place, but they are a complete waste of time if you don't take action. How true that is. How painfully true it is to actions speak louder than words has been something that I've grown up with around my entire life. And it's always been actions first, talk later. And it's been quite unique, and I'm 100% behind that. If you sit and talk about what you're going to do all the time, but don't actually do anything to improve the situation, that's a bit of an issue in the sense of progression forward for betterment of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's small little things here and there, bonus, man. Just get yourself forward, make your bed in the day. You know what I'm saying? Just little bonuses here and there. Ooh, it's a little circuit lap. I like it. Yes, I like it very much. First loop goes to... Sword's in the lead now. Let's go. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Around the first corner, second corner, third corner, actually, fourth corner, laps. Ooh, hit that wall, but so did I. Look at that. Damn, that was a hard hit for both of us. A little star. Oh, it's a cross. It's a little cross shape. I like that though. That's fun. With a giant bowling ball with a cowboy hat on a pillow. How creative. That's cool. It's not a bowling ball. It's just another ball. I don't know why I said bowling ball. But either way, Sword is still consecutively in the lead for this race. There's a lot less DNF chances, I feel like, because the track is a functional track. You know? But, Nomad just took the lead. 3 laps, though, to go. Dang, that was the first lap. Going around for second lap. Here we go. Dang, Nomad hit that corner there pretty hard. I feel like, making car noises makes things effective. Sword on the outside here on this ring, this corner. Ooh, Nomad just hit that pretty hard again. Getting some air. Oh. Speed is not necessarily the key for this one. It's taking these corners the best that you possibly can. Look at that, look at that. Marble Day, 74, December... Ooh, look at this, December 9th, 12 p.m. Oh, dot. Coming around the next lap, again, this time is Sword instead. What is this thing over here? I just noticed this little guy. Huh. Cool, little extra bonuses. Sword still in the lead, coming around the corner with a pretty large gap now between Nomad. And, ooh, they both kept speed around that corner fairly well. But the gap is slowly getting bigger and bigger as we are approaching the third, well, this is the third lap. Well, the third lap anyways, we'll be approaching that here. Because it doesn't tell me what lap it is, it just says how many laps there are. Ooh, hopefully you can see the ball. I know it's a little bit weird at this angle and the shading, but we'll get around there. Ooh, Sword's got that massive lead, but he's coming on the inside, which means he's going to hit that wall pretty hard. Yep, so is Nomad, though. Coming around this next one. Ooh, Nomad might be able to take up some space here. Ooh, Sword lost a little bit of speed. Oh, nope. I think this will be the third lap starting now. Nope, that was the end of it. Yep, that was the third lap. And Sword is our winner, which means he finishes the set of 3. Congratulations, Sword. You have completed and won. Good job, my friend. Good job, my friend. Good job. Good, clean racing. Everyone's life is difficult, so be kind. That is so unbelievably true. Everyone has a difficult chance and a difficult life, so that's another thing with, like, everyone's got childhood trauma, right? Everyone's got a difficult situation. Everyone's in a bad spot. Almost always being angry hurts more than the other person. And we talk about the anger thing that I talked about earlier. Almost always being angry hurts you more than the other person. When we get angry, we waste our time and energy because we rarely achieve our intention. We usually want either the other person to feel as bad, if not worse, than they've made us feel, or we want to get their attention. It almost never works the other way. Most of the time, the other person is oblivious to our anger. Stop wasting time being angry. Spend your energy and time being more productive. That is so easier said than done. When something makes you angry, how do you not be angry about it? That's or even upset, you know what I'm saying? Angry, upset, dissatisfied, whatever you want to call it, whatever form that it takes. How do you put that aside from anything else that you are currently going through or experiencing? You know what I'm saying? What is the key to a calmer self? A lot of people have different beliefs and methods and ideologies about that in regards to what is the key to that, but obviously good oxygen is a good start. Taking deep breaths and realizing the whole situation and what it values, what is the outcome. I find the easiest way for myself to not be angry or upset or dissatisfied with the situation is to simply ask myself, could it be worse or could it be better, and what is the outcome either way? You know what I'm saying? Because if you're upset about something you cannot control, that is just a waste of energy, unfortunately. And as hard as it is to recognize and be a part of, it is very difficult to take that, but it is true that being angry about something you have no control over is truly a waste of energy and time. Rather, it's more important to spend that energy on being productive, but what is productivity in your own life like that? Rather than how do you turn that off? Put aside your anger to be productive. You know what I'm saying? This one's a helicopter. Interesting. And that's something we all work on, but I feel like I said, good oxygen, good thought process, and trying to recognize in the moment when you see yourself getting angry or feel yourself getting upset about it, to step aside and put those emotions aside. And that's something that I'm actively working on right now, and I'm not afraid or ashamed to say it. And that's exactly where I'm at right now. With that being said, is working on patience and being more stoic in my anger, upsetness. But it's not like I get frustrated, easily frustrated. How do you become not frustrated? Don't regret not doing. That's another one. Whoa, man, this one's got me on top, man. This one's got me on play today. People usually don't regret the things they do, they regret the things they didn't do. How often do you say, I wish I blank? If it's more than once a day, make a list of what you always wanted to do and get started on it now. Don't make a bucket list for things to do before you die. No one knows what will happen tomorrow. Make a look forward list for things to do as you live a happier life. Your only current age once. You're already older than you were before you read this article. Get started now. Damn, don't tell me that. That gives me that makes me sad to know that I'm older than when I was when I started reading this. But that's just how the world works. Gary Vee is probably like one of the biggest influencers when it comes to doing it and to not regret doing it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go do something, do it, because you're always going to regret not doing it. Whether it's skydiving, vacationing, just traveling, trying a new hobby, trying a new task, doing anything. If you even have so much as a thought to, I might want to try that, you should. You should. Do it. I 100% support you doing that. Assuming it doesn't hurt anybody else, of course. Do it. That's my disclaimer. Don't hurt other people. Be kind to other people. Be nice to everyone. And explore life in the most positive way that you possibly can. And do everything that you can that is positive and that will help you, because the more experiences you have, the more experiences we have, the better we are as people, and the more we can be expressive. You know what I'm saying? Because the more I know about myself, the more comfortable I am with myself, the more comfortable I am with sharing those things. And the more comfortable you become with being uncomfortable. And that is something that is very difficult to do. And I'm not always comfortable with everything that I'm doing, but it's getting out of that comfort zone and deciding to do it, even if you don't necessarily want to do it. And that's something, again, we always be working on. Actions speak louder than words, and being productive in that sense is ideal. Very interesting. Very good stuff. Has Sword joined this one yet? No, the delay appears to have gotten longer and longer. But that's okay. We're going to be out here. It'll be a fun time. It'll be alright. If you are who you are, what? You are who you spend your time with, whether you like it or not. You may think you have the willpower and the discipline to rise above the influence of your friends. You don't. If you spend time with people who are in shape, you'll be in shape. If you spend time with lazy people, you'll be lazy. We all want to belong to a group, and we do so by appearing similar to the group we want to belong to. Choose wisely. You spend your time with who you spend your time with because it is who you'll become. That is a scary thought, because it is true though. You do take on little characteristics and little different things that you pick up from other people and kind of just carry on those things. I mean, I've picked up traits from hanging around my girlfriend and whatnot, and different words and little things that you wouldn't normally do, or even my own brother, or even my own friends at work, or anyone in particular that you hang around long enough, you pick up little cues and little things here and there. And there's some of them that like I've picked up from people that I've never gotten rid of, and they just were there. And that's just how it is. So, interestingly enough, it really is. So, pick your group wisely. Pick who you decide to hang out with, because if, like the article just literally said it, you become who you hang out with. And that is honestly one of the more true statements that I've heard. And I love this article so far because everything has been perfectly spot on. Like, hitting that nail right on the head, homie. Hitting that nail right on the head. Stop keeping count. Oof. Life is much better when you stop keeping track of all the favors you've done for other people. The only reason to keep track is if you don't expect something. The only reason to keep track is if you expect something in return. If you do keep track and your favors are not returned, it's hard not to feel a sense of injustice. I would feel the same way, and that's why I decided stop counting. Never really liked bookkeeping anyway. Double-edged sword. I guess that's one of those things where on the same time you have to decide yourself as if you're going to do that favor or thing for the person. Do you expect something in return? Do you think that by doing something for someone else, are you going to get something in return? Because then it's not a favor, it's a business transaction, and both parties should be aware of that business transaction before it's made. Because otherwise you're going to end up getting hurt in the process, unfortunately. Yes, the next one I love. I'm sorry. I just read it a little bit. No such thing as multitasking. This one is one of my favorites because I hear this one all the time. This is one of the most common mistakes of productive people. We do one task at a time. Multitasking is continuous back and forth, switch between tasks. Every time we switch, it takes a little while to warm up before we operate at full speed. Try scheduling dedicated blocks of time for each task. Don't forget to include a break so you can rest. A break so you can rest. Now, I have witnessed people multitask because they wanted to do something faster, and they end up taking longer and become more frustrated because of the amount of time the task at hand took, simply because they were trying to do it faster and multitask at that time, which I have dropped multitasking, or I have avoided multitasking, at least when it comes to important things. When it's like little stuff, sure, here and there, texting and not driving. Don't be driving, don't text and drive. That's a bad multitask. That's a terrible multitask. But I'll be on my phone and watching a movie or something like that. That's different. But the thing that kills me is when you're in a professional environment and you try to multitask, and people that say that they're really good at multitasking, I find sometimes end up just doing a lot of tasks poorly. And I've found that it is far more beneficial to just focus on that one task and get it done, because you're going to get it done faster than if you were to try to split it up all at the same time. And it is difficult to get this message across to a multitasker because they like to multitask and that's what they do all the time. And I can be a bit of a multitasker too, but it's important to sit down and focus, because that is true. Your brain does take a minute to acclimate to the new task, and if you're constantly switching, it can be a struggle. I mean, heck, every time you go through a new door, did you know every time you pass through a door, your brain refreshes itself? Like any door. And that's why you always forget what you came into the room for. Dead ass. You walk into a new room, bam, your brain just refreshed. You forgot why you came into the room because it was a temporary thought. And now you sit and struggle to figure out what you were doing, right? But the same thing will happen if you're multitasking, because your brain can't focus on the numerous tasks at once. There's just too much to focus on. So don't multitask. Don't do it. No, don't do it. It's bad. Is a bad thing. But I do understand that the lag on the stream is pretty excessive, which is truly an unfortunate experience. It was a multi-stream, so there's that. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but I'll do some more research on that in the future. But that was our 13 life lessons that we have learned or been taught. And my little advice and tidbits to add to that extra. And ultimately, everyone's life is independent and different from your own. And we should have respect for those people around us and be kind to everyone that we experience and that we interact with, because ultimately I have no idea what's going on in everyone's life. I have no idea what might be happening in that person's life. And there are days that I've gone out into public where I've just had a bad experience, and just someone being nice to me made the whole day better. Right? So why not be nice to someone? Do something nice. Help them out, you know? Be friendly, wave, smile. People are so unfriendly these days, and I wish people would be more friendly and wave to each other and have more just general courtesy and recognition that, like, hey, there's another human there, there's another person there, and there's another little extra there for us to experience, you know? So that's my thing. Go wave to somebody. Just say hi, hello. That's all. Well, we're going to finish this night out with a final race for us today. It's the last race of the night coming up. Let's go. Bam. Start at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Nomad in the front. Oh, we got this little dome thing. That's pretty interesting. Like a little coin drop at the mall. I like that, where you put the little coins and it just goes all the time. Yeah, those are so much fun. I waste so much money at those sometimes. Well, they're only pennies, so I guess, 30 cents. You ever put like 50 pennies on one of these at once before, and they can just go around, Oh, it's so much fun. But then they all, when they get down to this point down here, they all just clutter up, right? And get sucked down in there. We're going to go down here and see who comes out first by looking up. Up. Yep. Here comes Sword. Into the blender. Whee! Bye. Oh, boy. Who's going to come out of the blender here? Oh, it's Nomad. Although this could be dangerous here. This is risky. Ooh, okay. Shot out of the cannon? Damn, it happened so fast I didn't even see that. Nomad has got the lead on this one. Sword has not even made it to the other island. Oh, I think Sword just fell off the map. Oh, that was Nomad maybe. Nope, that was Sword. Sword just bounced off into the abyss. Dang. Alrighty, we're on the second level coming through. I don't even know if Nomad's gonna make it through this one, because, got another one of these. Up. Oh, into the finish. We just gotta not die for this last little bit here. Hey. And Nomad is the victor on this one. Congratulations to myself, of course. And thank you so much for Sword participating in the races tonight. I appreciate that. What a fantastic sport you are, my friend. Good job. That does bring us to the end of the stream, though. So thanks for watching. Thanks for streaming in and being here. And stay frosty out there, alrighty? And be safe, stay humble. And I'll see you guys in the next one, alright? Peace.